in the
Me and
game.
Sarah might go for another walk.
I'll kill you both. IRL.
One time, and then
Okay, I'll
we
start
got
rolling.
distracted.
IRL.
Yeah, our half an hour walk turned into 6 hours.
Alright.
Go for it.
Somehow.
Are you streaming yet?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
streaming. Cool. Let me just start up the music before I do the recap. Try that.
Ooh, we got jungle
Uh,
beat.
He moved, Logan.
Where's he gone?
He's in general. Does he know he's talking to himself?
He knows if he's talking to himself.
There you go.
God damn it.
You know we still have the power, Logan.
Yeah, it's because Matt screwed up the rolls. Anyway. When last we left our party, they had made a deal with Brother Gabriel to travel with him to Fallen Dawn and discover the force that was organising the undead there. They began a partnership with Lord Duskwatch, where he would support their endeavours in exchange for partial credit. This included temporarily lending you a set of boots of elven kind, which Jeremiah is currently wearing as a statue, as well as providing potions and holy water and a ship with a crew for this current endeavour. The party ended up going above and beyond what was asked of them and killed the vampire menace that was leading the undead there, culminating in a Pyrrhic victory against Lord Hector, where both Ott and Sir Jeremiah were unfortunately petrified. With Hyrkin's knowledge of the planes, the party was able to close the portal and end the threat once and for all. And now we join them en route to return to the Citadel of the Moon. You, although the ship has no crew, Brother Gabriel is able to, drive a airship, and with you guys assisting, he's able to pilot it back to Fallen Dawn, back to the Citadel of the Moon. It does take an extra day, so it's a 4-day journey instead of a 3-day journey, which is just purely due to the fact that he's not an expert pilot, and you guys have never been crew on a ship before. You've only ever been passengers. When you return to the Citadel of the Moon, you find, as kind of a jarring change of pace, the Citadel is in the midst of a full-on celebration. And as you come back into the port, which is the Asia's port, I believe it was called, is the military port where your ship was supposed to be docked. I'm trying to move the goddamn blob and it's not working.
Wait, do you want to... Wait, is it mine? No, it's not mine.
Oh, I didn't realise it was
Move
zoomed
just
in.
move it back to the Citadel.
Yeah, it's not mine. It's someone else's. Is it Nick's?
It should just be movable, but
No.
being a dick, I can stretch it.
Oh.
Wow,
I
magic.
can make it bigger. I hate
Don't
fucking
you delete
roll-20
it?
some of these things. Yeah, fine. It's gone. It's dead. Why have you've drawn it
There's a
in
new one.
white, Rob?
Is that
Yeah,
canon?
that's-
Did we all just die?
Yeah, you're all dead. That's it. Rocks fall. Everyone dies. Game over,
There you
everybody.
go. It's black.
After we became giants.
Yeah. There we go. So,
very
you
nice.
return to the Aegis port. Are we done?
Sorry. Carry on.
Okay. I think this is probably the point where more or less I can hand the reins over to you and ask what you guys want to do. You're aware that in order to unpetrify Sir Jeremiah and Ott, you need to take them to the temple to Mithras, which I'll put you guys on the map for Citadel of the Moon. There we go. Which is the Sanctuary of the Mother Goddess. It's up here. You guys are currently going to be down in Area 5, which is where the docks are, but you know how to get across the city by now. You're able to do it. And, I mean, up until now, it's been a bustling city. It's crazy to see just the whole city, in the middle of what seems like a festival as you disembark the ship. And what would you guys like to do?
Be alive.
Question why there's a big festival happening.
Okay, I mean,
So I go up to like a guard and ask him what's all the commotion about.
okay. I mean, you're in a pretty militarized zone right now, so it's not hard to find a guard and ask him. And he tells you that this celebration is in honor of Lord Duskwatch after he
Wow.
dealt with the problems in Fallen Dawn.
Who would have thought?
Did the news get to here faster than we did?
It certainly seems to have.
I don't know
Very
how access
strange
to,
how him- I was
Gabriel's
going to say it's
ship.
very strange how he managed to get knowledge of our victory so shortly after we finished it.
Well, I'm presuming. Oh, sorry.
No,
It's been like 3 days.
You can speak up out of character.
I presume it's because, well, the people who were poisoned are not poisoned anymore, or the people, lots of the soldiers aren't ill anymore. I'm guessing.
Well, we don't know
there
that.
was a lot of cursed guards. Yeah. Well, there's an easy way to find out.
Well, yeah.
You know where they all are.
We're all going that way anyway, so
Mhm.
I suppose we'll drag these two petrified bodies with us.
Yeah, I think
Oh, yeah, they're
probably
still frozen.
between Yolya and Risu, you have at least 2 people who are strong enough to move these statues, and like
Oh dear.
you're probably able to enlist help in order to like get them on the back of a cart or something.
We not get a parade. We did all the work.
No one knows who your
Yeah,
faces
they
are.
don't. They don't know
Yeah.
that, do they?
Why am I not surprised that Lord Duskwatch would take all credit for this victory?
I told you guys we shouldn't have done anything.
I was at least expecting them to find out who, wait for us to actually get back and then proclaim it.
So, I'm guessing you guys head to the Sanctuary of the Mother Goddess then.
Yeah, it's best to get these guys back up first.
Great.
Yep.
So when you get there, there is in fact no longer a makeshift hospital, and it is returning to being a place of worship. The injured soldiers seem to have cleared out of the area over the last few days, since you lifted the curse and defeated the evil that was in Fallen Dawn. Father Jufrey will greet you eagerly, and he does know of what you've done since you set off with Brother Gabriel in order to do exactly this.
Yeah, at least we get recognition from someone.
And he is capable of ending the petrification by casting Greater Restoration. However, one of the components for the spell is diamond dust worth 100 gold pieces. Brother Gabriel, since you went above and beyond what his request was, says that in addition to the normal reward, he will also cover at least one of the component costs for one of the rituals. And he also asks one of the apprentices within the temple to go and fetch your reward, which he brings out a chest of gold coins, essentially just overflowing, with 1,000 gold pieces to share between the party. And Brother Gabriel, tells you that this is probably a hell of a lot more than any mercenary would normally get for basically any job. But then again, what you guys accomplished was far beyond what any mercenary could accomplish.
I turn around and say, such a generous reward, and thank him for the kindness to give such a large sum of money.
Yeah, very
Well,
generous.
If you want to take out the cost for the other ritual, it will only be 900.
I was actually thinking,
Keep him as
Barter,
a statue.
make
I was
Take it
no, I was thinking that we go to see Dustwatch and say we'll keep silence to let the city think you did it. If he sums up 100 gold, the money for that, buy our silence plus our reward from him.
Yeah, that could work. It could work. Keep his ego in check. Or let him get all the credit.
Yeah, you can absolutely try and do that. I mean, he's probably not too hard to find.
No. Probably try that. See what he'd. Let's see if he do. I mean, 100 gold pieces surely to him is nothing. So to just make it keep a bit quiet so we can get an ally back.
Are you gonna
plus
fix
the
the
reward.
petrification first, or just go get him now while
Um,
Jeremiah and Art are still petrified?
I think if we go and fix it now, so we'll lose the 100 now in,
See if
Just-
you can get him to claim it back.
and then return it in there and get the money back. Because obviously, he said that we'd get a prepayment and then a payment
Mhm.
afterwards, wasn't it? Something.
I mean, his deal with you was essentially a sponsorship.
yeah.
So he has given you money towards your adventure, and you know, if you'd like to continue the deal, he said he would help you with any sort of transport and lodgings in the future related to your adventure.
Right.
But in return, he'll be taking partial credit, is what he said.
Partial credit. Yeah, I'm sure this is totally partial credit.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So-
I think if we drop the 100 now, so instead of having 1,000, we have 900
900, yeah.
for now, and then see if we can claim back that 100 at least as a return for not being so much letting him take more than just a partial credit, which
So,
I'm sure you'll be fine with taking, surely.
yeah, so each ritual is actually only a minute long. So within a couple of minutes, both of the rituals are completed, and it does consist of like sprinkling the diamond dust over the statues, which the diamond dust vanishes as part of the spell. And I think first of all, probably Opt is returned, and Jeremiah, before you
Actually-
are returned,
Oh, go on.
sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, as I return back to kind of a human health again, I suppose, normal health, I fart really, really loudly and say, "Oh God, I was holding that one in this whole time. That was painful."
Well, you have no idea what has happened in the interim. Your last memory was being mid-fight.
Oh right, so it's not like I've been able to
haven't
kind
been-
of watch. It's just like
had
completely.
no
Yeah, you
conscious,
haven't
mate.
been conscious
No
while you were a
consciousness
statue. You
whatsoever.
were an inanimate object.
Oh right, no farting happening.
Unless you were holding in a fart during the fight.
Yeah.
You don't want to
wanna be
embarrass yourself by
rude.
farting in front of,
Yeah.
you know, a
In front
dense
of Lord
vampire.
Hector.
You're farting while Lord Hector is shooting
Yeah.
his laser at you.
Yeah, exactly. Right, sorry, Karen.
Okay, so Jeremiah, however, I think before you wake up, you have another vision of Cord, and for you, the last thing that 1 second you were fighting, Lord Hector, and then all of a sudden you were petrified and you weren't able to resist it the second time, and then there is just whiteness, and it probably only lasts a few minutes for you while you contemplate whether or not you're dead. And then you hear Cord's voice, and he says to you, "Jeremiah, I have good news for you.
It is a
Although, carry on.
good day for news. To be good.
Well, although you did fall in battle, you are not dead, and your companions have succeeded in finishing the job.
Now that puts my conscience at rest.
the fallen paladin, Lord Hector, is now gone from this world and returned to his dark master. Your companions will very soon be reviving you. And I suggest you take the opportunity to say your final goodbyes before you come home with me.
As it will be done.
And he seems to... There's like a little hint of pride that, you know, yes, you did fall, but you still ultimately succeeded. And with that, the vision ends, and you blink and open your eyes, and you're stood in the sanctuary of the Mother Goddess, a hospital no more, surrounded by your companions.
Certainly different in here.
Thanks
Uh,
to you,
The longer I would
says
have pooped.
Brother Gabriel.
Well, I'm sorry all, but my journey has now come to an end. I have to finish what I started back on my own world. You've all been okay. Funny, weird little bird thing. I won't miss you. Weird cat mother. I certainly will miss you. Fart hammock IDK. Get a new name. And Hyakin. I don't know. Just I guess I'll see you in the future. Make a YouTube channel or something. I don't know. But it is time for me to go. So I bid my farewell and good luck on your future quests. Fate touched.
Towards Jeremiah quizzically, like, go. We haven't even finished our job here.
Well, it is my my god calls for me, and unfortunately, when my god calls for me, it means it is the end of my journey.
What a wonderful speech.
Thank you, Robot Nick.
Thank you, Robot Nick.
What? I haven't turned it on.
Slow motion
Oh my
Robot
goodness.
Nick.
I thought it was my
Oh,
computer
no.
dying.
Oh, what? Am I still right? Okay, mate.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's
Is he
you.
drunk?
What?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's what we spent 6 hours again.
Turns out you weren't walking. Nick was just slowly upgrading, and now he's a cyborg. Unfortunately, he's run out of processing power, and now he's entered slow mode.
He became the real Game Boy.
The Game Boy was
Oh,
the friends
you
we made
guys
all
are-
along. Okay, well, Jeremiah, you actually see Cord sort of walk up out of nowhere almost behind your companions, and he reaches out his hand sort of over your companions as he towers over them, this enormous warrior. And as you reach up and you take his hand, the Sanctuary of the Mother Goddess is no more. And neither is the Citadel of the Moon nor a Horizon at all. And after a few moments, you find yourself right back where you started, in the same tower, surrounded by your men, all weary from battle and trying to mend their wounds, where Istus took you in the first place. You hear Cord's first command to you since returning home, as he tells you to lead your men to safety, and that he will have much more work for you in the future.
Awesome. And that is the end of Jeremiah's story.
At least within Horizon. I'm sure he has many more adventures.
They instantly get slaughtered and Jeremiah dies.
Yeah, they
That's the
nuke
end of
his
it.
tower. He's actually from Earth, guys.
Yeah.
In
Is
the
he
year
gonna pay us back
2020.
with diamonds? He's reviving him.
You hear from the void, no.
Down.
The diamonds were, destroyed in the process of reviving him. The rest of you see Jeremiah reach up into the air above all of you, and then there is a flash of light and he is gone. In his place, there is a
Oh, Logan, you've cut
Nothing.
out.
Lord Duskwatch.
There's
You-
another what?
There was what? Sorry, you cut out. Sorry.
The boots of Elvenkind, which were lent to you by Lord Duskwatch.
Thank God Cord left them behind. What a good guy.
It's like,
He's
why
no
did
thief.
they get? I was gonna say, why did they get left?
Did he get
That-
vaporized?
They're not owned by Jeremiah.
Man,
Jeremiah
if I
is
was,
no thief.
I just looked at man. If I was Jeremiah, I would have took them.
Yeah, those would have been super useful. Which I guess means, Matt, that you went back to your world with no shoes on.
Yeah, yeah,
Into a battlefield, no less.
yeah.
It's in a lull. It's in a tower.
Ah.
The battle's over, but behind enemy lines,
I'm sure he'll be fine.
he'll be fine. He's like he was level 5 and now he's level 8. Man, he's great.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He leveled up twice, 3 times in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. Ah.
So for the rest of you, what would you like to do?
Well, let's try and get our money back then.
Yeah, that's a good
Just
idea.
like before, this is gonna get interesting.
Mhm. Well, actually, as you exit the sanctuary of the Mother Goddess, you see some of Lord Duskwatch's servants waiting for you, and they, call out to you and say that their lord would love to speak with you at your earliest convenience, and that they can lead you to him anytime.
I say it's about time we had someone turn up. You've got a lot of questions to answer.
Well, they, if you allow them to, they usher you all into a carriage, which leads you through the streets. And I mean, it's probably like mid to late morning at this point, so the party's really the festival's really only just getting started. So you pass by through the commons and through these trade districts as vendors are setting up their stalls ready for the festival customers, and you are led into the shimmering plazas, which is very much sort of an entertainment and nightlife district, where here you find there is a full-on parade going on with banners bearing the crest of Duskwatch all throughout this section of the city. You are led to the head of the parade, where once you exit your carriage, you see stood atop an open carriage is Lord Duskwatch waving to the crowd while they cheer for him. He looks down and beams at you and beckons you up onto his carriage.
So yeah, I think we just begin to climb up towards where he is.
Great. Well, as you climb up, he shouts out, "Ladies and gentlemen, please, a moment. It is my great pleasure to introduce to everyone the real heroes behind all of this. The men and women who ventured to Fallen Dawn on my behalf in order to root out the evil that was there, now returning victorious to our fair city." And these shouts just seem to be landing on deaf ears, as no one just seems to care about you guys. They've already decided that Duskwatch is to thank for this.
I just turned to Duskwatch to say, it might have been a better idea to actually lead with the fact that we were the ones who did it, and it was thanks to you that we managed to do it.
Yes, but then how do I get credit for it?
Because you're the one who let us do it.
Yes, and I'm absolutely reaping the profits of my investment. It has been wonderful working with you, and I look forward to a long and very successful endeavors between us in future.
I look at him and say, you owe us another 100 gold. Before we even continue.
I was just thinking about rewards for you. I mean, I tell you what, I actually have 2 very valuable rewards worth much, much more than 100 gold for you. Arcos, if you please, and his butler, who you've met before, this very well-dressed older gentleman, actually holds out 2 boxes. He opens up the first one, and it is a pair of white silk gloves with like golden studs woven into the fabric. He says, the first is an item from Arcus's own armory. That is gloves of resplendence. Sorry, is it? Gloves of radiance. Sorry, gloves of radiance. And for the other gift, I feel I should give you a choice. And he opens up the second box, and there is a pair of emerald green boots with small wings on the ankles.
Are we going to have a Mr. Burns situation where it's like, or you can have what's in the mystery box? The box! The box!
What was in that box again? There was nothing, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing.
These are winged boots. They will allow the wearer to fly. Or, instead, you could keep the boots that I did lend you.
What were the boots he gave us again? The boots of Elven Tide, right?
Boots of Elven Kind. Give advantage on stealth checks.
Oh, right, yeah.
Both very, very powerful magic items.
I want more advantage on stealth checks.
The one allows flight.
Mm-hmm.
What do those gloves do?
Well, I tell you what I will do. I will make it visible to all players, and I will show it to all players what the gloves do and what the winged boots do. Save changes. Show to all players. And just for the sake of completeness, I will do the same for the boots of the of Elven Kind. Edit. All players. Show to players. There we go. They should all be visible to you now.
Kind of like selfish here. Those gloves, right? Do they improve mine?
Yeah, they all unarmed strikes. Anyone who uses unarmed strikes, so any punches thrown, would count as a +2 weapon.
I look at him and say those gloves were specifically designed for me to say accept them, weren't they?
Well, you know, they're actually from Arcus's inventory, but I've learned you two must have very similar fighting styles then.
Oh.
But, you know, there is one person who hasn't, you know, had a magic item in a while in the party.
What maybe that might be.
It's Matt.
Oh, right.
Matt hasn't had a magic item in ages, so, you know, I made these for Matt's new character, actually.
Oh no, I'm not playing anymore. I've quit.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
it.
it.
Jeremiah's gone.
Yeah,
That's
Jeremiah's
it.
kind of like a character.
All this alluding to a new character. He didn't have one at all.
So
Based.
I tell you what, while you are mulling over your options, Matt, there is someone in the crowd at this party singing and dancing and swigging from a bottle of wine in one hand. Erland Chaddington is probably the center of attention, and he
Is that his
is
name?
here's Lord Duskwatch's proclamation that these fate-touched heroes have returned from Fallen Dawn. You've only been here, you know, a few days, maybe just under a week, and so you've had enough time to explore the city, and this is the first day of this festival, which
Only that it's
was
morning.
right up your alley.
Mm-hmm.
While the Fate Touched are all mulling over these boxes, is there anything that you would like to do?
I'm going to take a big swig from the wine, and I'm going to slowly try and work my way towards the tower in which these Fate Touched are currently residing.
So, I mean, it is a crowd to work through, and you are already fairly morning drunk, I expect.
The
So,
best kind.
I don't know, should we make it an acrobatics check, Matt,
Yeah,
to see how
let's
well
go.
you can push your way through the crowd, or an athletics, whichever
Let's
one's
try.
better for you?
Should do
Skills.
whichever was.
Oh god,
No.
the robot's back.
Oh, really?
It's still playing. What is going on with your mic?
Nick, do you have your lag switch on? I knew you were big into fighting games.
I haven't changed.
Oh my god.
Why is it so slow?
I have no idea what.
Is it your Mac?
Oh, the poor boy.
Is this what you get for having a Mac?
Rip. Try speaking now, Nick. Where's he gone?
I got a 27.
Ooh,
Good
Not
nat
down.
20
Nat
on
27.
acrobatics.
Damn.
Oh, we need to fix it so it's not giving you advantage.
I'll do
right?
that. I think I can do that.
That's fine. But yeah, I think probably being slightly drunk helps you, as like, you know, you stagger at just the right moment to dodge in between people. But the rest of you, as you're mulling over these things, you see like a really gaudily dressed young blonde half-elven man walk towards you. He seems to be carrying these very expensive, ornate-looking swords, and he seems to be striding towards you with purpose and pushing his way through the crowds. You don't think this is a typical reveler. Is he still screwing around?
Yeah, I point over to the guy and I'm like, I think you should get the guard on him. So he looks. I turn to Duskwatch a second and say, the weird guy walking towards us, is that not a bit like suspicious?
Well, maybe he wants your autograph. I mean, you are very famous heroes now.
I mean,
And,
no, you're the very famous person.
in fact, Erlen, Lord Duskwatch beckons you up onto the cart as well, assuming that you want his autograph.
Ah, thank you, Lord Duskwatch.
Of
Fellow
course, sir.
Fate Touched. But I kind of push.
Yeah, you just
I kind of
completely
slightly
cut
kind
him
of
off.
just cut him off. Fellow Fate Touched, another drink. I beckon my bottle of wine, which is in my hand.
It's like half empty.
Yeah, there's lots of backwash in it.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I look at him and say, fellow Fate Touched?
Yes.
Prove it.
Well, I think I had a vision at some point in my life, and well, I don't know. I just started moving. Now I'm here. I see that you are missing the old man you were last with. Am I correct? I'll take that silence as a no then. Well,
You're not
that's
missing anyone.
No.
well.
No,
I'll
I
take
was
that
gonna
as a
say-
yes.
Yes.
I'll take
Uh,
that as a yes then. Well, I am your new party member.
We were not.
Party.
We were not hiring.
I was gonna say,
Well,
No
you
room for
know,
it anymore. We're full.
we're full. Okay, weird, whatever you are. I have got the gift of the battle bard. I am a fantastic fighter, as I say, as I stumble over and like nearly fall off the bloody fall off. And I can provide my services for free of charge.
If you're really that amazing, why not try fighting Cat Mom?
I was gonna say, yeah. I was like, 1 second.
Show us your moves.
I was gonna say, it's like, oh, you feel yourself a good fighter, eh?
I mean, at this point, Lord Duskwatch like gets really excited. It's like, yes, this will be a wonderful spectacle. Arcos, clear out an area for them.
Yes,
And,
I shall fight this hentai thingy, and I shall fight it with all my might.
What is it?
Yeah, something like that.
What's a hentai?
Is it a chicken?
Well, I guess you
Wait, wearing a
haven't been-
tie?
I guess you guys haven't been down to the surface yet.
Yeah, they have loads of hentai down on the surface, guys.
Awesome. On the surface, right?
Well, you don't know what hentai is yet. It could
Yeah.
be something different.
Could be anything.
I'm gonna
Nice.
cast. No, but okay.
I mean, so Arcos like clears out an area around, like in front of the cart, so that you guys are able to step down and be undisturbed if you do want to have a bout.
I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility.
Okay. Erlen Chaddington vanishes.
He vanishes, but
He
he still makes
vanishes.
noise, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, I
Should we? Do we need to go turn-based here? Do I have to roll initiative?
Yeah, sure. Both of you roll initiative.
We don't have a person to click on. God damn it!
Just
Yeah, no.
roll a d20 plus dex. I don't think we need a map for this necessarily.
I think my dex modifier is 4. I think.
It should be on your core stats page.
What?
Woo!
I'm pretty sure that's not right.
And
Hell
then plus 4, so 13.
yeah.
Well, I was going to say you did better than me anyway, being I rolled a 3.
Wow. Jesus
That's
Christ.
Not a good
Okay.
roll.
No, I feel like we'll take 49 as his.
Oh,
Okay.
your
Plus 4.
power!
Well, yeah. Invisible Erlan Chaddington goes first. Then, what would you like to do?
I
Right.
am
Should we get some? No, we'll leave it as the festival music. It's fine.
festival music for the fun festival we're having. Everyone's having so much fun.
First off, one sec before you start fighting, we will be using non-lethal force. Well, I am anyway, because I don't feel like actually trying to kill the guy.
Alex, you haven't had time to attune to your new gloves, by the way.
I haven't even picked them yet.
I am.
I
I'm
haven't
going
picked them
to.
yet.
I'm going to cast Cloud of Daggers.
Okay.
Cloud of Daggers.
Explain to me how Cloud of Daggers works.
You fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube of 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose. So, the cat mummy. And a creature takes 4d4 slashing damage when it enters the spell's area for first time. or
Is there any
starts
sort of saving throw for it?
It's a area effect, I think. Yeah,
Oh, it's an
AoE.
AoE. 1 second then, because
Range of
range.
Let me
in a
check.
cube of 5 feet on each side. So I don't know. I guess is that the
Yep,
whole?
there is
car,
no
or-
saving throw, so unfortunately, Alex, you'll be taking full damage.
Wow, that's cool.
So yeah, roll your 4d4 as all these daggers just all of a sudden swarm around you.
Doesn't that class as an attack as well? So it doesn't need like break invisibility instantly.
Not with greater invisibility.
What? That sounds a bit bollocks.
4th level spell.
What
Although,
One
hang
second.
on, is Cloud of Daggers concentration?
Let me check.
Because you
Sorry.
can't have 2 concentration spells up at a time.
Where does it say concentration?
Cons, yes, it is.
God damn it.
Yes, next time. Is there
Then,
something else you would like to do?
well, I would like to do
He's learning a new character, guys. Give him a break.
vicious mockery.
Okay. Yeah. What do you say to Cat Mommy?
Well, you're gonna call it a furry, disgusting piece. Cough up a furball, you disgusting rat.
All right. Wisdom saving throw, Alex.
Yep. Oh, first in that one. Oof. That was a bad roll. Oh my days.
Okay, roll your damage, Matt. It's
So-
2d4, and then I don't think Alex gets reactions. Oh no, has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes. Okay, so you take 2 damage and you have disadvantage on your next attack roll, Alex. God damn it, Matt. Really? Minimum damage?
Knowing that he is currently invisible and I have the ability to try and sense him out, I will try and do 1 second. What is perception? Yeah. So I use a perception check with
Okay.
advantage because of him.
Nope.
Because of is it not?
It will be.
Because being I have
it's
you
based on
advantage.
your
I have
hearing.
my hearing. Yes.
Okay, so Matt, make a stealth check with advantage because
Oh.
you're invisible. And Alex, you can make.
Wow.
I don't think you're getting either of those.
Hell
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. You got a 16 and a 17. I rolled a 5 and a 14. What the fuck?
Bards, baby. Literally kind of sucks as a bard. I don't know if you noticed.
Well, that's because he's non-damaging. Obviously, it's a battle bard. It's a bit different, but still, Jesus Christ. +5. Did you take stealth as a
Expertise, I
proficient?
think, didn't you?
Honestly, if it's
He
not
has
expertise,
proficiency in
it's jack of,
everything.
I have proficiency in everything.
Yeah. So half elves get extra proficiencies, and then bards get jack of all trades. So
Oh, he's going full meta. Full
Full
meta.
meta playing for once.
build.
Excuse me, bitch. You enjoying the game?
yeah, you know the vague direction of him, but you can't really tell his location at all. You're just
Okay.
distracted by being called a furry.
So I move out of the way of these daggers. So like I'm
There's no
longer-
daggers, sorry. That
Okay, didn't have
happen.
that. Okay, so I just maintain. Wow.
Sorry, Bun.
Where is it classed?
Should have known you guys would pick a fight with one another.
So, no, I just keep myself, on guard at this point.
Okay, you can take the dodge action, isn't it? Thing.
Yeah, you mean patient defense?
Yeah, even if you're not using your action though, you can take it as an action and not.
Yeah,
spend
that's what
your
I'll do.
points.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay. So attack rolls against you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on dex saves. Matt, it's your turn.
Thunderous clap, baby.
Yep.
So I'm going to cast Thunderous Clap. You create burst. Each creature within a range other than you must. Everyone in the room has to take a Constitution saving throw.
Hang on.
Each creature within range other than you must succeed a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, it's only a 5-foot range though.
5 foot range.
So
Then
you have
I'll
to
go.
be-
I'll,
You
well,
have
I'll
to go
get,
right up to me.
I'll get right behind him and I'll cast Thunderous Clap.
Yeah. So there is an enormous explosive sound, which is just this wave of concussive force that hits you, Yolya. You have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Why are these rolls so awful today?
Okay. 2d6 thunder damage.
Is that that's classed
No,
as attack,
that's
but it's still-
no. It's 1d6.
No, it's 2d6 because you're above 5th level.
Oh,
Wait, is it what? Isn't that unless he's using a second, or is it just in
No,
general?
it's a cantrip, so it
Oh,
scales with your level.
Right, yeah.
All your cantrips do 2 dice at the minute, Matt.
awesome. Nice. How much of your health have I chipped off?
Not
No,
much.
13. We've got a long way to
Your
go.
damage hasn't come through for me
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, it's still not showing yet.
Oh,
It'll
No,
take a second,
okay.
I think. So I'm guessing that was Wait, no, that 11 is the con saving throw.
Yeah, it's the con saving throw. Yeah.
Roll 2d6.
Do you want me to roll? Oh, is it me?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you have to roll the
Oh,
2d6.
shit.
Damn it!
Jesus Christ, Matt. It's
My
your
char-
turn.
my-
You're
my
really
character-
struggling to search through this menu,
My,
aren't you?
my,
All right.
my,
there
my
we go,
character is
5
very
damage.
my character's very drunk. Okay, leave him
Yeah.
alone.
He's
Okay.
waved.
Erlen's very drunk.
What happens? So I just take 4 damage, isn't that? There's no for the.
Yeah,
con.
you failed the saving throw.
Yeah. Okay, so again, I attempt to try and locate him.
Okay.
Do I need to do a stealth check?
Nah, man, you've got your 20-something as stealth.
Ah,
No.
still didn't really- Fucking hell. It's because I only get a +2, so I need to get
In fact, to be fair, you have made a lot of noise since then. So yeah, make another stealth with advantage.
I was gonna say when he used the the
Oof.
mock
Oof.
mockery.
Oof.
Okay. So yeah, you spot him, Alex.
I'm like, found you, and I instantly
Attack
turn
rolls.
and attack.
With disadvantage because he's invisible, though.
So that's the first attack.
I'm assuming that hits you.
My armor class is 17.
Yep. So
Yes.
6 bludgeoning damage from the first strike.
Do I need to? Now that I've hit him once, does that break greater invisibility?
Nope. Matt, make a Constitution saving throw. You have to beat 3. You have to beat half the damage in order to maintain concentration.
Really?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Wait, I was going to say
That is a
Don't
nat
count 15.
1.
Don't.
that's a nat one, so it does not.
Wait.
It's a nat 1.
Okay.
So it
You
breaks.
become visible.
God damn it!
I'm like, so I hit him once. I'm like, it's
You just
time.
Pop him in the nose, and
So again, I attack to hit him again. Only once, so I've done 6 damage.
Yeah.
12 damage, and I
Yeah.
use 1 key point to do flurry of blows.
Matt, are you reducing your maximum instead of your current hit points?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
And so in total, I've done 6, 12, 23, 31 points of damage.
Holy shit.
Okay. So
That's
gonna
obviously
be-
non-lethal. We're doing non-lethal here, boy. Just so you know, this is a sparring fight.
Yeah. Oh. Not 30. I'm not that damaged. Jesus. Okay.
I
Right.
did,
That's...
I did 31 points of damage to you.
Yeah. Okay. Whew.
How does Erlan respond?
Come on then. Let's pick up the fight, and I'm gonna clash my swords together and go in for a attack
Okay.
with my 2 swords.
So you get 2 attacks because you have extra thingy, and then you can
Yep.
also make your offhand attack as a bonus action if you want.
I'll do that.
Cool. As he draws
God
these
damn
2.
it! Why does it keep on doing the? Why does it keep on
You've
doing
got
the?
it set up wrong on your
I
weapon.
Don't change it to use default. Have it be
What?
roll
roll
type
1d20.
Yeah, sorry. It's like this with all of them. I don't know why.
So we're still taking the
think you
first
can
roll from
change-
them,
Yeah.
which is
that's
a 12 and a
fine.
13, which both miss.
You have a third attack though.
Go on.
Matt,
Yeah,
if
just
you
wait.
use your bonus action.
God damn it! Why is
What
it
up?
getting 1 slashing? God damn!
What
So-
are you only doing? Hang on, that can't be right because you.
No, it's 1d6 plus. Oh yeah, plus
you
5
should
plus
have-
0. What the fuck?
Something's not right here.
This is weird.
I mean, the other ones are definitely because you just rolled normal numbers. So
Yeah, those are
that one-
fine. It's the bottom one. Which
yeah,
is a
it's
bit
it's
concerning.
rolling the numbers wrong. What have you got as your set?
Oh,
1 space D thingy.
Oh,
Get rid of the
that
finger
one.
space in it.
space.
That's...
Bloody hell! Just
I
roll your
blame-
damage
yeah.
on that. Roll your damage
Yeah.
on that last one then. Whatever it's meant to be, just do that.
Yeah.
6. That's 6.
6
Yay! Finally.
Plus your dexterity, which is 4, so 10 damage.
10 damage.
10 damage. 55.
Okay, right. I'll go through my entire fucking thingy and
Let's
Jesus
change
Christ.
them. Is that his entire turn?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's my entire
That's
turn.
3 attacks as you like dodge out of the way of the first 2 attacks, and then he hits you with the flat of the blade on his third, which you just weren't expecting.
Okay, let's do it again. So that misses. Hits.
Wait, no. Sorry, Matt. It's also a +1 weapon, so it's 11 damage.
Oh, 11.
Oh,
Okay,
thank God for
okay.
that 1 point. I'm winning. I'm winning, boys.
So I hit you with 1, and I'm still gonna do flurry of blows, which the first one misses. I get 1 second. Weapons. And I'm pretty certain that's a
So,
crit.
Yeah,
That's
that is a crit. Let's work
2.
out damage.
well, I rolled a 1
Yeah, so 2 plus 5 is 7 damage for that.
plus the 10 from the 19 that hit, which is
Yeah, so 17 damage, Matt.
17 damaged.
There's another flurry of blows is unleashed on you.
Right, cool. I'm going to cast invisibility again.
Yep, greater
'cause that's
invisibility.
Greater invisibility, man. Just so sweet. I'm going to stealth behind. I need to cast stealth, don't I?
I mean, like, the stealth is implied. When he tries to see you, you'll make a stealth
Okay.
check.
And I'm going to go behind again so that I can get him. I can get a
Yeah.
extra damage. Is it extra damage?
I
No.
would give you just advantage for being
Advantage, yeah.
invisible.
Cool.
So yeah, you're not a rogue.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You don't get sneak attack, but I'll give you advantage just because you're attacking from being
Cool.
invisible.
So failed.
Yes. Oh wait.
Wait.
No, roll. There we go. That was it.
Ah!
Well, your
You can't
damage
make-
is still
yeah,
wrong.
Wait. You can't make your attack rolls. You've used your action to cast greater invisibility.
Oh, can I?
Oh.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go hide behind then, and hope for the best. Jump up on the wall and take a swig of my wine.
Sorry. Let me try screwing around with this.
No, oh, I can do it.
Yeah, you still got the space. One space D6. Just remove the one space.
He
There
did.
you go.
Yeah,
There it is.
there we go.
Okay, so it's these tick boxes for some reason. It's plus stat. What? No, that's not right either.
Oh, he needs the plus stat.
Yeah, but for some reason the plus stat was making it not work.
That doesn't make sense though, because the plus stat is
Hmm.
for like to do with stats and shit.
Okay.
Plus one.
There we go. It's fine. It's fine. I think
No.
Yeah. it
Wait,
works.
yeah.
It
there you
works,
go.
it works.
Five. Yeah, that's right. There we go. It's working now.
Okay.
I think it just needed unticking and ticking.
All right. So
Yeah.
again, I'm gonna do another perception check on it.
Stealth with advantage. Ooh, nat
Yeah.
20.
I'm pretty certain because I get advantage as well.
Yeah.
It's a nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh my god! What happens now? Don't they cancel each other
His-
out? Shit.
Nope. His roll
No,
is higher.
because it's a +5. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
I stand on guard again and say and say such a waste of my time going invisible. Just fight me like a real man would.
Well, I am an elf, so half elf, so I'm not a real man per se.
All right, like a real half elf man would. Show me your moves.
You're a funny man, woman, cat thing.
right. It's your turn, Ellen.
Does that require
Matt,
concentration?
How much health are you on?
I'm going to do charm person.
That's. Oh, is it concentration?
Nope,
no,
it is not a
isn't.
concentration.
Okay. God damn.
So I'm going to try and befriend
Wisdom.
him.
Okay.
Wisdom saving
so,
throw, yeah.
Wisdom saving throw with advantage because you're in combat with him.
Oh, failed.
Success. Nat 20. So,
God damn,
yeah.
the nat 20s are rolling today.
Yeah, I'm not right now. Jesus.
And I'm going to move to a different location just so,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah.
He
So
hopefully
you
won't
don't give
spot me.
yourself away.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that all you're doing with your turn?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with my turn.
Cool. Back to Cat Mommy.
It's gonna start with the one thing again, isn't it? Another
Yep.
chance to try
trying to
and
detect
find
him.
where he is.
Oh boy.
Do I need
Well,
to roll
that's gonna be
stealth
pretty. Yeah, you will. 'cause you
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cast a spell.
I mean, you're pretty. It's
advantage?
Also,
Oh no, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter
with
anyway.
advantage, but
I mean,
nah.
it doesn't matter.
You're
You
fine.
just want it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just sigh and say, if you came out of hiding and fought correctly, we could get this over with quickly. But running around in stealth does not aid us at all.
I'm gonna go. No, you've still got your fucking move to do.
Nah. Well,
I'm
mean-
I'm currently in a.
yeah, you're
guarded
just taking your
stance.
defensive stance again, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna go behind and then do a 3 attacks.
Okay, so normally it would be at disadvantage for the guarded, like, defensive stance and advantage for the invisibility. So it'll just balance out to 3 normal rolls.
Cool. Right, hopefully this will work.
That one misses. You hit me with that, and you missed with that
Ah,
one.
damn.
Okay,
So I'll
well,
take
the
9
nat
damage.
20.
Oh yeah, double damage on that roll. So
Yeah,
4, 8,
so,
8, 13. So
yeah, 8 plus 5 is
31.
13 damage for that one.
31.
So these 3 attacks come in, and you're able to, like, just sense the danger just a moment before it strikes for 2 of the attacks, but one of them does strike you.
Does that break invisibility?
Nope.
It doesn't break invisibility. That is a pretty broken spell.
Greater invisibility, bro.
That's a pretty broken spell. Okay, so I'm gonna obviously try and perceive again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Stealth?
gonna bother rolling. Just see if he gets it.
Oh, no,
Doesn't
not
matter.
that time.
No, not 20. God
So,
damn it.
do I roll with it's roll with disadvantage or?
Yep. Attack with disadvantage. He is still invisible.
I hit.
That'll hit.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the funny thing is the lower one does a bit more damage.
So, yeah, it'll be the 10 damage and thingy. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Cool.
You have to beat a 5.
He got a
24.
Still invisible. Still have your other attacks.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying again, and I hit again, and it's the one with the higher damage.
Yep. So 7 damage and a Constitution saving throw
Just wait.
to be what? 2.
Is it?
Yeah, you round down in D&D. Oh, sorry, no, a 3.
It'll be a 3, but he
Either
gets higher. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know I've hit him twice, so I'm gonna try and hit him another 2 more times, and I hit him again with a for 11.
Yeah, I am
damage for the
defeated
first
in
one.
combat.
Okay, the invisibility drops as Erlen Charrington drops to his ass.
Good
I look,
fight, cat thing.
I look
I-
down.
I-
And say, I look down at you and say, "This would have ended so much faster if you weren't such a pain in the ass."
Well, that's what
as
all
I
my
walk back,
friends say.
as I walk back to the party and say, "You sure can hit a person." Let's put it that way.
I'm gonna go over and kind of join in the little huddle you guys have formed,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna cure wounds on Alex.
Yeah.
Even if it's non-lethal damage, I'm gonna cure wounds on it.
Yeah, so Matt, you're on 1 hit point now.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna leave you guys in peace, and then I'm gonna just stumble and collapse at the other side of the float.
As he tries to collapse, I grab him and help him to help him.
Yeah,
to sit
there
down.
are healers that like rush to your aid, and I think we'll just like be able to get you back on your feet for the sake of this dumb thing, and you can both go back up to maximum hit points.
Awesome.
I like how it was Sarah's idea. It's like, you got to face Catman. I'm like, oh yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying the festival at the moment.
Yeah.
Just watching
It's
your
like-
one of your friends fight someone who wants to be an ally.
So after that distraction, have you guys decided on whether to keep the boots of Elvenkind or take the winged boots?
Decide on if we're going to take the gloves yet.
Well, the gloves
Aye.
are just yours, full stop.
Oh, we just get them, and then it's a choice between the other 2 items.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm definitely taking them gloves. None of you are taking them from me. I will literally fight you for them.
I am the resident elf now, correct?
You're the local drunk.
Yeah, potato, those two things are the same.
We don't
And then
we don't
Raphael.
know you. You don't deserve
There's a
any of
cheer
this.
from the crowd as you just called all the elves drunks. They are all drunk, so.
So yeah, what we're doing next time, guys? You guys got to choose. I don't really give a shit. I got my item.
I want to know how we figured out that we finished our mission before we got back.
Would you like to ask him?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he says, well, first of all, the curse on all of the people who were injured was lifted. And second of all, I actually kind of announced your success even before that because I just sort of assumed. It was real bad on me.
That is some massive
What would we have
confidence
done
in
if
a-
we
I'm gonna be
failed?
I'm gonna be honest, that's Chad energy that they
That
just
is
announced the
very
victory
Chad.
beforehand.
You know, I just sort of like assumed that you guys were going to succeed. Although you are a man down, which am I being insensitive here, or like
Went back
is
to
Jeremiah
whatever
just
world.
somewhere else, or did he actually die?
No, he lived.
Oh,
Dead.
Kind of.
I mean, I'd love to, you know, congratulate him and say my thanks to him. I'd like for him to get credit, his credit as well.
I
Mostly my credit.
I blankly just turn around into him and say he did virtually nothing and got petrified.
I was the leading charge on the vampire woman on our first encounter. To Rob threw it away.
And the second time you fought her. And you did do like decent damage to Thingy before you got petrified.
Exactly. I'll stand my honor.
And you tanked to disintegration.
As the drunken elf who doesn't know what happened, I'm defending him, and then I fall over and I stumble over again.
I'm scared of talking in case it sounds like.
Oh, poor Nick.
Poor Nick. No.
We can hear him.
For you.
He's not a robot.
I'll have to watch it. Sound
We fixed it.
Just...
I think
Oh,
it was you were just so shocked by hearing Matt's new character's name that it temporarily overloaded your robotic processing power. That must have been it, right, Nick?
He's just getting back to his computer.
Okay. I think he'll agree with me there. Alright, so yeah. Sarah and Nick and Rob, what's your decision regarding magic item?
Is it even worth having something that, well, for me, the boots, you get more stealth?
Yeah? Make you better at stealth?
Even better.
Knowing
Means
your-
you're
knowing-
just less likely to be screwed over by a bad roll.
I was going to say, knowing your roles, Rob.
Well, I have a feeling this game's going to be good because everyone's just getting nat 20s at the moment. Or nat 6s.
It's up to you. They're both very powerful items.
Yeah. Wait, so two of us get the choice between three. Sorry, 4 of us get the choice between 3 items. Is that what's happening?
Nope, you are choosing between the 2 different boots for the party. Alex has taken the gloves, and then you get one of those pairs of boots. Plus the 900 gold you got from Thingy.
I'm going to take the
Gabriel.
boots of Elvenkind just for extra.
Are you
stealth.
going to discuss that with the other 2 party members?
Does anyone want the boots of flying?
Wait,
I mean,
I
I know
need
Richie
them.
can fly.
Wait,
I
what's-
mean, the only person who would want those.
No, we've
Say that
already
again?
got a bird thing.
Yeah?
And we've got one person who can fly, but what about Nick? He can't
Yeah.
fly.
Yeah, I can't fly. And what about
Let's
the
make
other
a
one?
fly.
Try that one.
Or he's not. I don't know if he's very good at stealth. I mean, he doesn't get disadvantage like a certain paladin did.
I don't know.
I'll
What
take
do you
flying
guys
ones
think?
if I can. That sounds interesting.
I'm joking, Rob. I think that would probably be the best thing because if we want our rogue to actually be able to do rogue shit, then it might help him being able to, go into stealth.
Even stealthier. Yeah.
Does anyone else agree with that? I am vouching for Rob to have those boots of Elvenkind. What about you, Sarah or Nick? What do you want? Do you want the boots of flying for whatever reason, Sarah? Just because you want.
Well, she could have the boots of Elvenkind.
Oh, that's true. But I think her stealth's pretty good as well, isn't it?
Probably
Yeah.
not bad. She's got a +5 in Dex, so...
Yeah, so you were good.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on, if you can already fly, then let me have the flying ones.
What But Nick, it's the choice between which boots you have. It's either we give Rob
That's
the
that's the only
Elvenkind
one,
ones.
isn't it?
No, they got the boots of flying and the boots of Elvenkind. We're gonna get the choice of one, right, Logan?
Yeah.
So we got to choose between them 2 because
I didn't
Those
think
books-
this was going to be so complicated,
Okay.
guys.
I'll have
As
the flying
your
ones, Rob can have
helpful
the boots of
elf friend,
Elvenkind.
I say give that weird stealth man it.
I actually agree with him on that. I think Rob having those boots of Elvenkind is probably a good idea.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
What about obviously that's 2 votes, and then Rob has already voted for himself because Rob would
Yeah.
fucking hoarder.
No, I want to vote for
So-
someone else.
No, renegade, yeah, rogue. Let's go rogue.
Wild card.
Welcome,
So-
bitches.
So, I mean, you have to dust some of the rubble of what was Jeremiah's feet out of the boots. But
Just rubble?
He's got rubbly feet.
Well, he was a
What?
statue while wearing the boots.
He lost a lot of
But-
weight that way.
Yeah.
My rubbly feet doesn't sound very good.
There's a few stones in the shoes, but
Got the rubbles.
yeah. So gloves of radiance go to Yolia, and boots of elvenkind go to Ott.
Already sorted on my attacks, so when we tune, hopefully we'll be ready to fight the actual time.
So where do I put the boots of Elvenkind? In my background class?
All right. So put them in your inventory. You have the actual magic item in your journal, along with your other magic
Okay, yeah.
items.
Wait, so am I getting the wing?
And
No, Nick, that was the point of the whole thing.
why is this so
Sorry.
hard?
I've missed most of this. Sorry. I don't really know what we're talking about. Getting some boots.
So
I'll
what
take,
it was,
I'll take them. Let me
so
have
what it
them.
was, what it was, Nick, is
This is why
You had
no
the
one
choice.
watches the stream.
yeah.
Does anyone actually know about it?
No.
To both the stream and and this.
Whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this?
So Nick,
I don't know. I just
Rob,
came back
please,
from making a
please
drink.
don't get involved, Rob.
yeah. So Nick, we only had the choice between the two boots because I already took the gloves, which were given. We're given 2 items out of 3. I took
Yeah.
the gloves because I would fight anyone for him.
Yes.
On
And Rob took the elven boots, right? So
And
the
that-
only ones left are the winged
No,
boots, right?
Yeah, but we can't get them then. That was the choice. That was why we were choosing. Do we want the flying boots or the ones that give us better sneaking? I voted in favor of Rob having the boots with better sneaking, so he can actually do more sneaky, backstabby stuff, like a rogue should
More
do.
than
Rob,
I have.
yes, like a rogue should do. Rob,
Should
Oh, okay. I missed all that.
but
Let's talk about
that's
that.
why that. But I also was like, oh, but what about the other, like the boots of flying, or maybe Nick wants the thing, just to try and be a bit of a dick for Rob in Rob's case. But I was always thinking, I think it's best for Rob to get them boots, and then we move on from there.
Okay. So, I mean, you have now a festival which is technically in your honor, and
No one's celebrating us.
Fate touched.
no one. In fact, no
Shit with
people
my
cheer
face
along with
on.
you, Erlan.
Yeah.
They don't know, what they're cheering for, but they're like, "Oh, hey, that guy's cool."
Yay. Well, I'm gonna start playing my lute really badly, but people don't care. I hope.
Sarah,
Wait, you're still
Yeah?
a
a
bard?
weirdly uncomfortable feeling when Erlan shouts "Fate touched," and you can't quite place what it is.
Drunk guy.
Maybe. I mean, lots of people have said "Fate touched" in your presence before, but there was just something weird about that.
Should I do an investigation check?
I don't think that you would be able to figure out what this feeling is.
Okay.
There was just something that felt a little bit off for a second, and then I guess you kind of have to dismiss it as oh, that's strange.
Yeah.
But whether you keep it in mind or not is up to you, as Sarah.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Foreshadowing.
I'll keep it in mind. I'm not sure if it's because he's drunk that I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, it turns out Sarah just hates drunk people.
Yeah,
It was in her character all along.
I'm a drunkest.
The
Wow.
drunkest 2-year-old bird. You are not allowed to drink still.
Oh, damn it! I'm nearly adult.
As well, you're even smaller than normal because you're wearing the mask of the Robin.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you actually had that.
I'm gonna swig from the wine bottle and start shredding on my fat loot.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to make a performance check then?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a performance check. This is all it is just gonna be performance checks for the rest of the game. Hell yeah.
17's
did
pretty
well.
good. I mean, people are already in a good mood, but I think you jump up on top of the car and start playing on your lute, and it's weird. It sounds just like an electric guitar for some reason.
You have cars?
No, the cart.
Cart. I was going to say, I think you meant
Yeah.
cart.
Yeah, the one that you were on before. And you know, people listen, people start dancing. Yolia does like a passable attempt at playing the harmonica. You've kind of like got a bit of a bruise on your lip, unfortunately, from the fight, so it's just not quite right.
Accordion.
There you go. Risu pulls out an accordion, which is far too big for her, and plays along.
But I
You
do
have a
it
little
well.
impromptu- Yeah, you do it really well, surprisingly so.
I shred that accordion.
Yeah. And, you know, you form an impromptu band. I mean, the world is yours. What would you guys like to do?
I believe just carry on the celebrations for the day, and then discuss our actions. I think the plan was to go in to the actual ground of
Down to the surface.
the
So,
surface.
I think that like after a long day of partying, I expect most of you are probably pretty waved by the end of it. You stagger back to your lodgings, which, I mean, previously you had been you had rented a room, which was at the Pick and Shuffle here. So whether or not you want to head back there, I'm guessing.
Probably the best option, right?
Mm-hmm. And Erlan, I think for convenience's sake, we'll say that you were probably in a similar area.
No, he's going off to continue the celebrations off into the
Oh,
night.
okay. Erlan just goes off and continues getting absolutely horrendously wasted.
Hell yeah.
The crowd loves it.
Will he be drunk the next day?
You don't see him until the next morning, where he actually hasn't slept at all. He partied through the entire night. But yeah, for the evening then, if you guys want to do your planning, you have a quiet place to do so. And I think the first one to speak up will actually be Virtue. And he says, to be honest, I've been doing some thinking during our journey back. And I was kind of wondering if this journey is really for me. Because, like, what happened back there was awful. We all could have died, and I'm really underqualified for this. I'm not a fighter at all. So, I mean, as much as I would have loved to have gone to Nexus, apparently the bad guys are all there anyway. So maybe it's just not a good idea for me to do this right now. Maybe I've told you guys about the calamity, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of scared to go any further than this. Like, hell, Jeremiah and Ott both almost died, and they are both so much more competent than I am.
So I comfort Virtue, because cat mommy, and tell him that he's done far more than he's needed to at this point. And question why he's even with us now and not gone back to his bunk buddy, the Dean.
Oh yeah,
Virtue
Dean
pretty much,
Gilderbrow.
Virtue pretty much nearly saved us.
Yeah. I mean, he probably had like one of the highest damages in that fight because of Matt just spamming vicious mockery. But
Could
he's
we
like, well,
give him
yeah,
a badge of being part of our club?
okay. You can make him like a little badge. In fact, you could probably buy one from one of the stands or something. You could buy yourselves all pins.
One with my face on.
Yeah, you can commission pins that look like Risu's face.
I was thinking we should just commission pins to look like Evie's. I wonder where I might have got that idea from.
I wouldn't know. So, yeah. I mean, it's not that expensive to make like little silver brooches or something. Like, it'd be only like 5 silver for each one. So anyone who wants one can have 5 silver, and whoever's Make now virtual buy zone.
Yeah.
As, Virtue leaves the party and returns to his bunkmate, Dean Gilded Brow. After
I love-
Karen Cat Mommy spoke to the manager.
I love the fact that I managed to get him a room again, with the dean of all people, or
He's
just any
so
room.
bullied. That poor boy.
Hey, so
Actually, to be
before
fair,
we
he's been through some shit. He'll be a hard man to bully now. He's probably grown a lot since you guys first met him. Not as much as you guys have, but yeah. So
he'll probably be dealing out some sick burns against those bullies.
calling them simps. Yeah, so you guys are all able to rest for the night, and I'm sure you've already paid for like rooms in advance, so I won't worry too much about charging you for rooms and who bunks up with who. I'm assuming Art just takes the entire bed and everyone else has to sleep on the floor and you all share one room.
It's all
That's
mine. In fact, I'm gonna. Oh, actually, how often can I change form?
Once a day.
Once a day. Can I change form before I go to sleep and then again in the morning?
Yeah.
Sick. Right. I'm gonna check. What's the largest animal? Largest living being I could be?
Whale.
Well, you can turn into a humanoid, so it would be like a
That
Goliath
I've
or
seen
something.
as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you would probably have seen like a Goliath, like some huge Goliath bodyguard that some mobster will have had or something.
Cool. I'm taking up this entire bed as a Goliath.
They're like these huge, tattooed, grey-skinned people with like absolutely no hair.
Matt's new character doesn't see this though. He's none the wiser.
Yeah.
Erland, thank you.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't see it in the characters page.
Oh,
Chaddington.
Why did we revive you?
Yeah, that's because he was being. I can make it visible to everyone
Please,
now.
yeah.
Actually,
It's confusing me. That's all.
hang on.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this secret from Erlan.
Okay, the fact that you are a changeling,
Yeah.
which I don't think the rest of the party really know exactly what you are, just that you're weird.
change form every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think
still
by
have
now
no specific reason to change at the moment. Like, I've got ideas, but yeah.
I mean, you just like doing it to troll people.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to use it in combat at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I got some ideas.
Okay. Well, yeah, that brings the day to an end, and the following morning you all reunite with a really either exhausted or hungover Erlan.
neither.
Neither?
He's a party animal, man.
Okay, he's still going. It's getting hard to understand the words that you say.
Good, just disintegrating.
As he is slowly self-destructing, but the town is winding up for the second day of the festival now, and in the meantime, once again, Lord Duskwatch's servants will come and fetch you and ask you if you'd like to speak with their lord.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I say think, I don't know.
Well, this time they do not. Well, if you go with them, which are you guys going to go with them?
I'll be going with them.
With who's this?
With the
Going
to go
to
see
Go see
Duskwatch again.
To
You
quote
can see us.
Erlan.
Okay. Erlan just sort of
So-
follows along.
Yeah.
Like, it's such
Doesn't really
insightful
follow.
commentary.
Sort of stumbles in the general direction.
I bounce off the walls enough.
Once again, you are like, I think Erlan is just bundled into the back of the carriage and hangs out the window. But once again, you are bundled into this very luxurious carriage, and this time you're taken to his mansion rather than to any parade in his name, where he waits for you with a really just extravagant and like well laid out breakfast all ready for you. It's like, I hope you're not all feeling too ill after the festivities yesterday, and I see you have decided to keep your new friend. Of course, sir. Can we get some more bacon for this gentleman?
I think he's going to need more than bacon.
And coffee.
I go
Chocolate
bread. I look at him and say and hold bread and say bread soaks up alcohol. Eat.
I just feed him more booze. More wine, my
Cornflakes and red
lord.
wine in it.
Yeah. Well, I think after the stupidity passes, Lord Duskwatch gets down to business and says, "Well, I think it would be a good idea for us to discuss continuing our partnership now. I mean, we said that this was a taste test of a short-term arrangement between us, and I think we've both profited. You guys, I certainly hope that the ship and I unfortunately learned of the crew's death, but the crew and the equipment I provided to you all was useful during your expedition. And I'd be very happy to sponsor any future expeditions by yourselves."
Did we ever go to the funerals of the crew that died?
They were
Funerals haven't happened yet.
Okay.
I'm assuming you took the bodies back with you, though.
No, left them there.
Yes. Of course we did, Logan.
Yeah, okay. Brother Gabriel would have. So, yeah. They will have a funeral at some point in the future.
So, is our plan still to go to the surface? Do people still feel that's probably the next position we can do in terms of like trying to forward the main idea of this quest line? So all we know is everyone that the big bad guy is forming shit up in Nexus.
Yeah, I suppose I'll bring you all guys all to the world map so you can see what's going on. There we go.
Yeah, so we got to get like here.
Yep.
But we got to get past like this fucking thing.
Yeah, the absent range where you can't pass that in the via the sky.
So there's only like what, 3 passes. One there, and I'm guessing one here.
I thought we were going to go for
well.
Where?
There's also the northern pass up here.
Oh, right, yeah.
Valley of the Dead, you don't know anything about. Coastal Path, you don't know anything about. And Dragon's Rest, you've been told is suicidal.
There be dragons.
So we got to work out which is like the best route for us to try and even get to Nexus at the end of this whole journey to finally, quote unquote, fix this world.
Well, Lord Duskwatch speaks up and says, "Well, perhaps it's time to decide whether to continue your journey on the surface then, or up in the sky, and then head down to the surface later."
We don't really know anything about the surface. Have you got any information on it?
Absolutely, I do. Particularly the eastern side of the continent, populations are very, very sparse. There are the dwarven fortresses, which are found underneath each of the citadels, and there are a few villages in between them, but there is no light, and it is an incredibly hostile place to be. Unfortunately, airships will not work below the clouds, so there is no chance of flying around while you're down there. But I can provide you with a carriage, a wagon, so that you can at least travel more effectively down there.
I like our chances of going towards the Valley of Dead.
I was just about to point that. So I'm guessing we might have a map in front of us for Dustwatch. I point at the valley, that the thing named the Valley of the Dead, and I say, "Do you have any information on this?"
The Valley of the Dead is, well, I say it's one of the less used. It's probably one of the more used methods of crossing through the Absent Range. Unfortunately, there have been tensions between we, the elves of the Eastern Skies, and the humans of and Dragonborns of the West. And the Absent Range has more or less kept us separate from one another. But the three main ways of passing through, and bear in mind none of them are safe, are the northern and southern coastal passes. Unfortunately, these bring you close to the ocean, and in the ocean there will be portals to the elemental plane of water. It's unpredictable what could come from these portals, if anything, but it's a good idea to steer clear of the water's edge if you can. I think that's just Rivenbot that's left.
Yeah.
Put on some ambient music in a sec. The alternatives that are the only alternative to the coastal passes that is regularly used is the Valley of the Dead, which some of the races from the western surface occasionally use, and it's fairly well guarded on their side, if not ours. It's called that because there's a lot of portals to the Shadowfell there, which I'm sure you're all very experienced with by now.
Will that explain the name
Oh,
Valley of the Dead?
yes. Yes.
And I move my fingers up the map slightly towards Dragon's Rest to say,
that
is
was
it
a bad
true?
idea.
I-
Dragon's Rest itself is a flying city, not like the Citadels where the islands rose up into the sky during the Calamity. It's in fact built on the ruins of an old Colossus city, much like Nexus is, but it is home to a conclave of dragons and ruled by an ancient dragon. They are not friendly to the civilized races of the world.
Is there a reason for that?
Not one that I'm very intimately familiar with. I know that there is some ancient history of wars and slavery, but I couldn't tell you who by and who against. I suspect the Colossi, and that's what I'm going to stick with for the sake of not making my own race look bad.
Or should not. So that gives us an idea. So if we want to not get teleported into some water elemental thing and get attacked by whatever the fuck might be in there, we use the Valley of the Dead, which means lots of undead fighting again.
I mean, there are people who try to just cross through the Absent Range, but the issue is, if you go through a place where the mountains are too dense, magic ceases to function, which is incredibly dangerous for a group of people who rely heavily on magic items and on casting spells.
That isn't so bad for me, right? In stealth, does stealth count?
No,
Cool.
but, you know, it would screw over most of the rest of the party.
How about here?
Dragon's Rest. We
No,
just
no.
spoke about that, Rob.
No. The bit in between. Like the Absent Range, but...
No,
I
that's
mean,
part
the
of the
whole
Absent
mountain
Range.
range is the Absent Range.
Ah, okay.
I think the
Valley
Valley of the Dead.
Yeah.
What does
Okay.
what
Coastal
do
Pass
anyone
sounds
else
fun
think?
as well, but...
I mean,
I
the
mean-
thing is, you're a long way from any of them at the minute. Like, each of those hexes is 3 days of travel. So,
And plus, it'll take a long time to get to Coastal Pass as well.
mhm.
I say
Would
cut
anyone else
it
consider
it?
short.
What was that, Nick?
What do we know about Coastal Pass?
So,
Ah.
what? Yeah, go on. What was
Essentially, he has never traveled these passes himself, but he knows about occasional trade routes that do go through there. Very, very rarely, and there is very limited contact between the two sides of the continent. But it's known that, you know, going near to the ocean means potentially going near to portals to the elemental plane of water, and there'll be sea monsters in the elemental plane of water. So it's
This
kind of
whole continent seems
unpredictable.
cursed.
This whole
Why would anyone live
world-
here?
This whole world seems cursed. There'll be a
Do you
calamity.
say that in character, Nick? Why would anyone want
Yes.
to live here?
In character.
The Squatch is like, well, I seem to be doing okay for myself.
Yeah, you're a rich
mean,
fuck.
I was going to say, yeah, you're a rich and noble. Of course you're doing all right.
Yes, I am.
Cracks open another bottle of champagne.
Yeah, exactly.
As he does that, I'm like, I just
He doesn't even
whisper
crack it open himself. He just holds up his empty glass, and Arcos pours him a drink.
as he does that, I just whisper to myself, "Rich."
Arcos glares at you.
I just glare back at him.
Okay, so you guys, it's up to you. Do you want, to go down to the surface or remain in the sky? I think those are your two options at the minute.
What are these
I was going to say,
things? Okay.
those are cities on the other side.
I say
The
we
markers
go
on
to
the
the
far side
ground.
are human cities.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we go to the ground and then travel via the ground, it's very dangerous.
Is it
from what
quicker?
he's
That's
saying,
got to be
to do
slow, right?
I mean, there is no safe travel. I don't want to put that illusion in your mind.
Yeah, that's true. And if we're on the ground, we can fight properly instead of having to rely on ships
Mm-hmm.
and then falling out of the sky to our obvious death. Except me,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
And Sarah.
Sure, we'll find a ship.
And if I'd have got them flying boots, I would have been okay.
I was going to say two of us would survive a fall from the sky in a ship, but the rest of you are definitely not so lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex, your slow fall isn't that good.
I mean, no, it's not. I'm trying to pass it
Risu
up.
would survive.
Shh! I'm trying to
Let's
make
say
myself
you
look
guys-
sound strong.
I
Mhm.
could carry one person. Person's probably tied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to the surface and then try and find our way to the Valley of Death.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds like a plan.
So,
sounds like the only plan.
in that case, Lord Duskwatch will begin making preparations immediately. And in fact, he already has preparations in place ready for you. And says, well, excellent. There is a lift here on the Citadel of the Moon that will take you down to Bulwark. And,
Is he funding
As-
us like an
well-
OnlyFans account?
well,
Are we
if
like an
you-
OnlyFans account for him?
No, he's your sponsor. Assuming you continue your deal with him, and that's up to you guys. But
Are we likely to only run into trouble at the Valley of the Dead?
you are
Or-
fate touched. You are likely to run into trouble everywhere you go.
Okay, so flying to it and then... Oh, that was bad, but... Okay. Flying to it and then... getting down and walking is no option then?
I mean, it's an option. It's just only maybe a little bit safer, maybe a little bit worse. You don't know what you'll run into. The
Sure.
world's a dangerous place, especially for fate touched.
Still a long way to travel, especially if we're walking. Like, more so if we're walking, isn't it? Don't know, what do you think, guys?
What?
It'll take
Well, you won't be
much-
walking. You will have, a cart
Yeah.
that can transport you. But
Mm.
Yeah, I think we just travel by the ground. It'll probably be.
Safer?
I say the safer, but it's probably just as dangerous, if not a bit more so.
Adventure.
we won't have the worry of our ship gets destroyed and we're falling to the ground. Oh no, we're all going to die, except Risu.
I wish we only just bought those boots.
I mean, that doesn't save the rest of us.
We could have all
Well,
put our
you could
feet
have-
on the boots.
the boot.
one boot each for two people.
Yeah.
and then hold hands.
Grabbing onto
and
the
hope
others.
that,
Yeah.
and hope for the best.
Just tie all the shoelaces together.
And just let drunk bard.
So, surface then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adventure time.
Right. Hang on, let me
Good
just
show.
put some music on. It was a good
I
show.
presume you can all hear me okay now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, that's good. I turned off noise cancellation, so I don't know why that messed everything up.
I have no idea why that would mess everything up either.
What headphones are they?
Just the ones that came with my laptop. They're the ones I've always used though.
Huh.
It's not on the headphones. It's in Discord noise cancellation.
Oh right.
There we go.
I just turned it off in there, and now it seems okay.
It's very strange.
Turn
Yeah.
on 2
Weird.
hours.
Oh, well. I won't question it. It's working.
So, you are. It will be the following day, in fact. So that your lift down to the surface will be ready, and I think during the night something does happen to Risu.
What?
Risu,
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
while you are dreaming,
You have a heart
Istus.
attack.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
no.
Story.
Don't say that.
Istus contacts you, and you find yourself once again in Istus's realm, which you haven't been in for a very long time. It is this huge tapestry that seems to stretch out forever, and it is just you and Istus stood on this tapestry that seems to depict everything about everything. And she says to you, Risu, I'm glad I was able to get the chance to talk to you. It's a little bit strange talking to just you alone without all the others, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of sick of Yolia, and
Oh,
like,
You chose these guys.
I mean, you're all my fate touched, of course. But I think
You're all my children, but I have the favorite child.
well, essentially, yes. You're the one who carries my bow, Risu. You are the one who is acting as my champion in the world, and I wanted to personally congratulate you on all that you've accomplished thus far.
Biggest,
And,
puffiest.
well, there is. First of all, I don't want you to think that you're doing all this without reward. That bow that is, I mean, you already know by now it's related, it's linked closely to me and my power. As my fame grows, so too will the power of that bow. But there is actually something that I wanted to warn you about. It's about the new person who you've picked up.
He's a drunk. I know.
He, well, he certainly seems like a drunk, doesn't he? That's the problem. I don't know anything about him, which is weird because I'm the goddess of fate and I know everything about everyone, but I have no idea who he is.
And he's saying he's a fate touch.
He's definitely not fate touched. Whatever he is, or whoever he is, he has no fate. And I certainly do not trust that, and I recommend that you be wary as well.
Okay, so you can't see anything past, present, future of this guy.
I can't, I mean, I can see the present, I can see what's happening around you and around the whole world, but him meeting you is the first knowledge I had of his existence, which is profoundly uncomfortable for me. I'm used to knowing everything about everyone.
Should I keep this elf?
I mean, I wanted to speak to you specifically just because I want you to continue acting as my champion, and I trust your judgment about the rest of your party, but I don't trust that person, whoever he is. I mean, maybe I'm just biased. Maybe, there's lots of fateless people out there that I just didn't know existed, and you happen to have run into one, but I really, really, really doubt it.
Maybe you're a drunkest, like me.
You haven't been drinking, have you? I mean,
No,
you're really small. Who served you alcohol?
nobody's any.
And she says, well, that was what I wanted to say to you. We have a little time before you wake up if there's anything that you wanted to ask of me. I know that previously I haven't been the most forthcoming with information. I mean, I want to reassure you that I am 100% on your side. I asked you to come to this world, and you guys are doing exactly what I asked you to do. You're combating this evil, this Zernas, and you're trying your best to get to Duskwatch, or not Duskwatch, Nexus.
Do you think it was right that we trusted Sir Duskwat?
He's not an evil man, or he's not a monstrously evil man. There's evil in everyone. He is absolutely using you, but he has been transparent about it. I mean, you've seen exactly what his plans are. He wants to grow his own fame, and he wants to use that fame to better his city for his people. I don't think he means you any harm. I think he genuinely believes that this can be a mutually beneficial partnership.
Will you be in touch if you find anything about our? Well,
Yes, if
I
there
would
is-
if I could, but I can't come to you as easy as you come to me.
I mean, we always have a connection. I know what is happening with you people at any given time, and believe me, I was terrified during your last battle. Unfortunately, there is a barrier between the domains of gods and the the world below, but I will at least be able to get in contact with you, my fate touched. Even if I can't necessarily summon you like this.
Leave it to me. I'll try and investigate with the guys.
Wonderful. Well, without further ado, I will return you to your rest then.
Right.
And good night. And with that, she claps her hands, and your vision goes white, and you return to your dreams. And when you all wake up, the Duskwatch has once again prepared a carriage that will take you to the access lift down to the surface. It's basically this huge wooden cargo elevator, and there are a couple of operators who will ride the lift up and down to make sure that things get through safely. And occasionally, some foolish passengers will come down on it as well. Today, you guys happen to be those foolish passengers. And it's an experience kind of unlike anything else. For starters, there aren't many lifts per se. It's just this wooden pulley system that lowers a platform for you. And you all are just surrounded by crates of goods that you probably hold on to as the ground, falls away below your feet as you begin to descend. And you just seem to descend for ages and ages and ages as it gets foggier and foggier as you go into the clouds, and it gets dimmer and dimmer as the clouds begin to block out more and more light. You eventually become aware that you just can't see anything around yourselves apart from this incredibly dense fog. And you hear the creaking of floorboards as the operators pace around the outside of the lift, and you see little glowing orange lights as they light these small orange oil lamps at the corners of the lift. And then, as gradually as you entered the clouds, you gradually leave the clouds, and the fog begins to lift, but it doesn't get any lighter. Instead, you are greeted by pitch black in all directions. Those of you with dark vision are still able to see your surroundings, albeit without any color. But for anyone who doesn't have it, I think, Risu, I don't think you have dark vision. It is this incredibly unsettling experience of almost total blindness. And then you begin to see a glow around the edges of the elevator. There is a subtle golden glow, and for those of you brave enough to peer over the edge of the elevator, you see Bulwark beneath you, and it's crazy. It's just this golden glowing fortress that seems to stand out as a beacon in this endless gloom, and you can't make out any details from this distance, but you begin to descend further, and you see roads that stretch out from it. Only a few major roads, but they just seem to carve a path through the infinite darkness around. And around the city you can see illuminated just plains of white from this height. You wonder whether it might be snow or not. And eventually these roads just disappear into the gloom. Whatever system is lighting them isn't strong enough to make them visible forever. And as you descend closer and closer to the fortress, you begin to hear the hum of machinery and the yells of people in the streets, and you see in the gloom outside of the city, all of the white that you'd presume was snow is in fact foliage. It's grass and shrubs and bushes, but it is all this pure, eerie, ghostly white, where no light ever reaches the surface. So there is no green on any of the trees, in any of the plants. It's all this strange, almost ethereal landscape that just seems to stretch out forever. And I think since it's 9 o'clock, with you guys descending into the Dwarven Fortress of Bulwark, that's probably as good a place to leave it as any.
All right.
Right decision.
I
Sounds
think
scary.
that probably got a little bit wordy at the end, but I wanted to at least try and paint a word picture for you.
No, it was good. I like them
Yeah,
detailed
yeah.
like explanations
really
of
like
where
that.
we are. I like that.
It was about 1,000 words, so it's a good picture.
I know that I'm.
Huh?
So, what did you say? Sorry, Sarah, I didn't hear you.
I know that I'm blind. Too dark.
Where is our night vision, the dark vision, or whatever you said?
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know whether
It's
I've got
class-
it.
on the-
class traits, isn't it?
No, background.
Background.
Yeah,
You was on that page, I think.
There's vision, dark vision, if you have it.
Yes, I do.
Don't think Ott has it, and and I'm pretty sure that.
Maybe my
Rita
other
does.
character had it then.
Huh, apparently I'm 45 years old as well. I didn't remember that.
You're 45.
Apparently,
God,
according to this.
God, I
Well,
said
Ott's
I was an old
300,
man.
so-
I'm
you're-
300.
yeah, but
That's
you're
different.
something.
I think Ott is an enigma in and of himself. I
I
don't think even he understands what he is.
still don't even understand that word, so this is going well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't really want to say it was kind of an uneventful session. I think like a few big things happened. You guys have struck out entirely on your own now. You've decided to continue your partnership with Duskwatch, and you have gained a new friend, and two friends have said their goodbyes. One of them forever. The other one only probably forever.
Oh.
Wait, which one? Is
Virtue.
Virtue.
He's gone forever? God.
Well, he's not continuing his journey with you. He's staying at the Citadel of the Moon where he lives because he's terrified.
Is there anything we
Stuck
could have
with us
said
for a
that
long
would have,
He did a good
Absolutely.
job.
If you had tried to, you could have convinced him to come along with you, but
Damn it,
it's
I
when
think
you
we should have.
wanted to.
Because now we're stuck with this Elks man character, whatever his name is.
This elk man, yes.
Chad. I'm just going to call him Chad.
Badly drunk.
Chaddington.
We turn our boat around.
He's a terrible new addition
Not
to
on
the
a boat
crew.
anymore.
Ah,
You're on an elevator, a fantasy elevator. It's fine, it's swashbuckling fantasy, there's elevators.
I was going to say, it's a rather primitive elevator, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, a wooden platform with pulleys. I mean, there's magic and stuff. It's not just like splintering wood, but I don't think it makes for very fun D&D if I go into the precise engineering of every single contraption you see.
No, the more detail, the better. It's the only way I can truly feel immersed.
I was going to say, but my immersion.
Yes, we need it. We need to know how it was built and everything.
I'll describe every single nail in the floor
That's
next
it.
time.
Where it's from, what type of metal, how it travelled here. I want to know. It's how likely is it to rust?
Yeah,
I
I
need to
think
know
we
all
all
these
need to
details.
book like a month off work just so you can explain to us in
Yeah.
immaculate detail how everything
Every
works.
Just the
single
boat
ship,
that we're flying
every
on.
single building, every single boat.
Just
You're
flying
not
through the
on-
air. I want you to describe the wind currents as well.
Yeah,
The
of course.
speed, the exact amount of clouds we can see.
How much they
mean-
affect the sails.
Yeah,
What's good is I don't need to keep the page of notes of different types of ships and their names open anymore. Because
I didn't even know that like you had to track that. I thought it was just like one generic ship everyone has.
yeah, it's just big boat, little boat, medium boat.
Now there's big boat with guns. Oh,
Yeah. Military big boat. No, yeah, I mean, obviously adventures await you below, but
No, they don't. It's going to be really boring. We're just going to
Yeah,
walk there.
so is the
No
whole of the
trial.
ground? Is it all underneath fog,
well, it's not
or is it
going
just
through the
underneath
clouds.
citadels?
Going through the clouds was the fog. It's not foggy on the ground. It's just pitch black because there is no light. There is a solid barrier of clouds which completely blots out the sun.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking for the entire island,
Mm-hmm.
not just
Not
below
just
these
for-
citadels. Cool.
Not just for this continent, for the entire world.
Right.
And it wasn't always this way. It has been this way since the calamity.
So wait. So if we destroy Nexus or whatever's happening, it all goes back to how it was. Cool.
No, you're preventing a second calamity at the moment.
Ah, right.
You don't know what might happen if you do or do not stop Xernas.
I think we should take a detour through Idrith, or whatever you want to call it.
Idrath, that's the human and dragonborn capital. That's essentially the extent of your knowledge about the place.
I was
So
gonna say,
neither
it's probably smart
sides
to
know
travel
much
there.
about the other, right?
They don't have a lot of contact with one another just because of the difficulty of crossing the absent range and the fact that they have historically not had great relations with one another. They kind of are in a bit of a ceasefire at the minute.
Sounds like Korea.
Well, the absent range makes for a great demilitarized zone.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna kill the stream
I
since
enjoyed that.
you've pretty much
I
wrapped
did
that up.
not. I should have known you guys would just get into a fight with one another immediately. I was like, oh yeah, here's an RP session where like I've got this thing planned for Risu and Istus, and you're gonna say your goodbyes to Jeremiah and negotiate.
One way to get to know a new
Halfway through, it is literally Mortal Kombat begins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
character. But I did straight case copy strike.
What?
Yeah.
We missed all of
Giles
that.
theme. Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
I
God,
didn't play it. I just put it on the. It was a.